Hello, everyone. This is me, Dusty Circuit here, and welcome to another Skade Town Hall meeting, and in fact, the last one on Minecraft version 120.4, whatever this is that we've been stuck
Whatever
on.
this. Yeah, exactly. Yep, today is update day. So basically, as soon as this meeting is over, we're going to be taking down Midgard and Valhalla. We will be updating. Jake, Nen will talk about that, I'm sure, here in a bit when Nen gets here. But Jake also is going to talk in a little bit to help you guys. If for some of you that are like, wait, what version? And how do I get this? How do I get that? Jake has got you. So we'll talk about that towards the end. So welcome, guys. This is our first meeting in 2025. And I can tell you, like, from a Valkyrie perspective, we're very excited for this upcoming year. Skate's going to do a lot of cool things. We have some new hardware that we're getting, which is really, really cool for our main, like our hosts, like our server, things like that. We're updating today, which is a very big deal. We've got Cobblemon going. Cobblemon has been a lot of fun. So got a lot of fun things happening. We tasked our leads with talking to their teams about goals for this upcoming year, and we just had a great leads meeting where they let us know what they're going to be doing. We're going to have a lot of cool media things happening this year between the media team and the content team, TCG, and then Skate, and then Pokemon TCG. So there's a lot of like cool things that are coming up. And we're going to go over some of those today, and then some of it will just be trickling as the year progresses. So I'm going to get us started here. And one thing I wanted to draw your guys' attention to is we have a new category. And this new category is now just called Pokemon. It's the Pokemon category. Buddy, wherever Buddy's at, is going to scream that Pogo has to share a category with his beloved Pokemon. But we have quite a few different Pokemon games we're currently playing together. Well, not necessarily together, but we chat about. And that is anything from the mainstream Pokemon games to TCG Pocket, which has been really, really fun. And we have a guest. How cute. And then, of course, we have just Pokemon talk in general. And so we were listening to you guys talk about it. It's come up in multiple calls lately about this whole, like, where did the Pokemons go, especially now that TCG's popped off. And Cobblemon, of course, we have that too. And so we do have one category now that just has all of your Pokemon stuff in it. So there's talk channels. We can just talk Pokemon. Did you get a cute, Pikachu Squishmallow? Show us, anything Pokemon related can go in those channels, but try to use the correct channels for things like Pokemon Go, TCG, and then just good old-fashioned mainstream Pokemon games, whether it be Switch or even old school Game Boy stuff. So, all right, does anyone have questions about that? Don't shop Squishmallows, I will be jealous. I know I would be too a little bit, Obby, especially those Snorlax big ones. I've seen them, Costco. Are you Costco people? So, all right. So, yep. So Pokemon is all together now. We don't have to, no more, jumping from this Pokemon category to that Pokemon. It's all together. If you guys think of more step Pokemon that we can put in there, just let us know. But Pokemon's all together. You'll stick with, those are cool. Yep. I know that's from the guy with the blue arrow on his head, right? Avatar? Isn't that from Avatar? No. Wrong one, not at all. All right, well, I'm gonna just see myself out. So we've got. So, Nin, are you good to talk about Cobblemon and upcoming events now, or do you want me to keep going? I didn't hear you just say that.
I can talk about those, yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right, I'm gonna step down and just kind of quietly be quiet for a minute.
I need you quiet.
Yeah.
As for upcoming events, I don't think we have one within the next month that like any holiday events and stuff. Like big stuff. We do have Valentine's Day event next month. And it looks like that will probably land somewhere right around the 14th. So actually probably the 15th. But other than that, for events, that's kind of where we're at. And that doesn't include Cobblemon events and things. Which I will say that we've had a very fun kind of launch of the Cobblemon stuff on Vanaheim. We've got so many Pokemon, so many Fiones and legendaries and things together. It has been really, really fun to kind of experience that all together. So, yeah, and we will be going until February 1st on Vanaheim, and then after that, it will switch back to snapshots. But until then, we do have a lot of like fun events coming up that we will kind of be doing on Cobblemon kind of thing. That way we will have lots of fun together still, and even if you maxed out all your Pokemon or something, we'll still have quite a lot of fun. Even if it's just not like grinding to get to the best kind of thing. So what we have written down so far, in terms of like kind of events and things, is on January 18th. We're gonna have a Pokemon fishing competition. And this event will be kind of more of a chill event. We'll have kind of a fishing shack somewhere that kind of borders a few biomes, and we'll just get together and fish Pokemon for around an hour. Baits and the fishing rod materials and things will be provided. So if you don't have a Poke Rod, you can take one home with you from the event. And we also will be encouraging players to gather up some like fun prize items and possessions and stuff. And then at the end of the competition, it will actually be a vote on who had the coolest catch, kind of thing. And then all of those prizes that the players get together will go to that one player, kind of thing. And there will probably be also like participation kind of prizes and stuff too. Yeah. And then the next event will be on January 25th. We will be having a shiny boost day where basically shinies will be increased significantly.
I'm excited.
And people will be getting shinies left and right, kind of thing.
Like a community day.
Yeah, but probably not as common. And then on January 30th, which is a Thursday, on Thursday we will be doing a practice tournament. And then Thursday will be a practice tournament for the championship, and then the Skade Cobblepon championship, like kind of Cobblemon grand finale, will be on February 1st. Pretty sure that it will be a head-to-head against a bunch of other Cobblemon trainers, you versus other skaters kind of thing. And yeah, it'll just be a bracket style tournament with one overall winner of the championships.
Which sounds really cool. I'm very excited for that. What was the date on that one? Then you said the 25th.
The first for the official, like for the full championships.
Yeah, we gotta get. That's what I'm thinking, Abby. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing, Abby. You're thinking. So, we'll get all these put into the before we post January's calendar right now. We'll get all these in there. I'll get those from you, Nan, if you can send me the dates. I think I had the dates actually. Never mind. We'll get those added. Okay, very cool.
Excellent.
Anything else, Nen, for Cobblemon or anything? I forgotten one thing to talk about with Pokemon, so I gotta backtrack a little bit.
I think that's it.
That's it. Okay, very cool. So and wait, I apologize. I did have to step away for a second. Did you bring up that we will be extending Cobblemon? We just don't know at what capacity yet.
No, I didn't bring that up.
Okay.
Well, you just did.
Okay. So basically, we've been listening to you guys, and you guys have been saying, we don't want this to end in a month. We love it. We love it. And we do too. We really do. The Valkyries are all playing it. You guys have seen BB playing it probably more than anyone. We are looking at ways to extend Cobblemon past this 1 month. It will most likely be in the form of how we do like snapshots, where we kind of save everything, we take it off for a bit, and then we bring it back and we come back to it. The format of that, rather, it's going to be our data saves, and we just take like our little community and put it in a new maps per se. Like we'll go with some gyms this time. Maybe do that with our data saved, or maybe without our data saved. We don't know. We're going to come to you guys and talk to you about how you guys would like to see this go forward, as well as the ideas that some of the Valkyries have too. So we will talk about that as we get a little closer to this time. We will have a meeting about it, but just know as of right now, we've all determined that yes, we will be keeping Cobblemon around. We're just not quite sure how we're going to do that. It'll probably be more with the idea of, like I said, with where we take it off to run other things for a bit, and then we'll bring it back, which also gives us nice mandatory breaks. We tend to like things when that happens, when we have to take a little bit away from it, and then come back. So yeah, so it'll be something like that. You want to keep your gold farm. So yeah. And then Nen's already looked at ways to update it, with things like gyms. Like there's a lot of really cool things that we can do with it. And almost have like seasons, like different seasons where we play different variations of it. So yeah. So we'll talk to you guys about that, but it has been brought up many times saying, Blue, can we please keep it? Can we keep it? In fact, this morning, even Voided messaged me, can we please keep it? Can we please keep it? So we're trying to figure this out, and we're going to work with you guys on that. So just want to say that. All right. One other thing I wanted to say, and I meant to bring this up when I talked about Pokemon, and I forgot, is if you see my message in Skade Talk, it'll take you to the link to the TCG talk page and our talk channel. And I would like to start up doing some TCG. Sorry, let me rephrase because we have Skade TCG. I want to do some Pokemon TCG Pocket tournaments, and even just like sessions where we play together. Some of you guys have asked about like, how do I make a deck? Like, how do I get a good deck? How do I fight someone? When to leave my back row full and when not to? Like, this is stuff that has been a lot of fun to like get going and talk about, and you guys are using those channels a lot and talking about it. And we wanted to get an idea of how many of you would even be interested in this if we did go forward with this. And we already have, I think I saw like 8 reactions this morning. So we've already got quite a few people that want to do this. A few of you guys have battled each other. I know Ben and I battled each other in a What Are We Playing call one day. Things like that. And it's really fun. So if we could set it up and actually have like, where we set up, okay, you're going to battle this person and then end up going a full blown tournament is the goal. So like have some practice sessions and then do a full blown tournament. So I'm really excited about this.
Otherwise known as birthday team.
Was it birthday? I couldn't remember where it was. Yeah, birthday sounds about right. So if you play Pokemon TCG Pocket, go to that channel. I put the link in Skade Talk. Go to it, react to it if it's something that you think you would want to play with us. And it could be a lot of fun and kind of hype up that TCG on Skade is coming. See, Abby, see where I'm going with this? So yeah. So let's get our TCG on. So, okay. That was all I wanted to, I'd forgotten to mention that part, when I was talking about Pokemon channels. All right. Nen, you want to talk about the update?
Yes. We are going to be updating actually just after this town hall meeting. We will be going down for right around 2 hours, but also kind of with all downtime, expect a little bit more or less kind of situation. Expect up to like I think I said another hour or so, just in case, but expect around 2 hours. Yeah. Now we will be updating to 1.21.1. Previously, we said that we would be updating to 1.21.3, but we found out some kind of problems with it, mainly being that CIT mods kind of had a not updated as much, and that's not good because that's like a very big use of our of our community pack, and of every single event on Midgard. We use CIT items all the time, kind of thing. And it being on both platforms is just absolutely required because there's many things you can't do on one platform while the other you can. It's very simple to set it up and everything. So we kind of realistically need both, where you can have something that's really complex and you can also do a lot of things with it. Like Jake, I know, uses 1.20 or uses Fabric and needs CIT resewn in order to make like media and things, but like we also need it so skaters can use Optifine.
Even Optifine, like JW just brought up, it's broken on that one. Yeah, and that's JW. If it was just one that was broken, not the other, we would have come to you guys and said, hey, you guys vote on this. But being that both were broken, that really affects the pack and the pack team and all that. And yeah, so thank you for pointing that out.
And I will say that when testing, we also found that most our plugins all worked fine. The only thing that was different with 1.21.3 and 1.21.1 with us is that with Core Protect, only thing that it like villager trading for some reason broke with 1.21.3. So like, say someone killed a very valuable villager, we wouldn't be able to fix that kind of thing when it was someone killing someone else's villager, so like there was also that, but that was a lot like kind of lower down in the decision than than the pack stuff. So, but in game there is gonna be basically no real change. I listed out the changes when we first announced that we're switching to 1.21.1 instead of 1.21.3. The main difference being the colored bundles will also be included in the pack update. Yeah.
So we're getting them. We're gonna have them anyway, guys. You don't need to.
Yeah.
That. You guys having a dance party on me.
I think as far as anything else, it's we'll be updating just after this town hall is done, basically.
Yeah. Very excited. And Jake is going to talk in a little bit, and he'll go over that pack to help with them if anyone wants to use that. So that's coming. All right. Well, thank you, Nin. All right, Evan, are you ready for this?
Yes, I am.
So, all right. So, guys, Evan and I would like to talk to you all for just a minute. I'm going to do this laying down while this panda is keeping me nice and comfortable over here, company. So, Evan and I just wanted to talk to you guys for a hot second and say that we are. Are you bringing no?
This is a very awkward way to start it. There's no easy way to say it, really.
So basically, Evan and I have not been the best at stopping political talk lately, and that's really the last 2 months since the U.S. election. And before that, things would be here and there in the light gray area, and it would be fine. It's fine. But the last few months, we've kind of not stopped some conversations we should have stopped, and in fact, joined in and been part of some of those conversations. And Evan and I just wanted to tell you guys that we are sorry for that, and that we are going to be going forward as of today, doing better on that. Sometimes the conversations almost always are brought up super innocent. It could be a question about, hey, do you know in this country is it allowed to do this? Those are just fine. That's just fine. Those questions are fine. But unfortunately, a lot of the answers, because a lot of things today are tied in with politics, even things such as, even just talking about some pride things here in the US is now political, right? So because of that, where we have failed is just answering a question and then moving on. Instead, we've answered a question and then that question goes into a conversation, which then is just basically full-blown politics. And this is something that Evan and I never intended to do. We never set out to do. It's just kind of the natural progression of how some of these conversations have gone in that direction. Yeah. And we do recognize it, and we are going to do better. Evan and I are both going to make a conscious effort to, when questions get brought up, and you can still ask questions, there's no problem with that, just to make sure that if it is an answer that is political, we are going to say things like, you know what, actually, we can't really answer that because it goes really political. So you're going to have to just Google it, look it up. If it is something that we can ask, and I'd like to give an example here, Evan, if you don't mind. So the other day, Justin Trudeau stepped down, and in a call I said, Evan, I believe I said, what the fuck, but I said something to that degree of what the fuck happened.
What happened?
Why did he step down? Because to me, as in another country, I was not expecting that. Evan explained. He said it's because he didn't fulfill some of the things that his party was looking for. That was a perfectly fine question, and that was a perfectly fine answer. The problem escalated after that because I brought up a gray area, and then Evan answered it perfectly fine in a gray area. But then the conversation went completely red because then actual parties got brought up, things after that. Now, we don't want to lose the ability to even be able to say something like, wow, my prime minister stepped down today, guys. Can you believe that? That's big news in your country. The queen died. That's big news, right? These are big things that have happened, and we want you to still be able to say that. But we need to do it in a way where we're not, it basically goes exactly how I just gave the example. Something very 100%. Simple, ask a question, simple, there's an answer, and then we move on from that topipic. And that's where we have failed, is the moving on part. I know, shocker, me and Evan, Mr. and Mrs. Talk a lot here. So we just wanted to come to you guys, always with that. We're sorry, and we do realize that, we are, we're not the only ones. There's other people that have been out there, but we are the ones that should have stopped it and brought it in sooner.
And it's our job to set the example.
Right, exactly. We're trying to set good examples here, and it will start off innocent before you know it. Exactly. So now I wanted to give one more kind of example, just so you can all, because we do well with examples, because gray areas are kind of hard for autistics in general, because we need lines. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I typically need a line. Where can I not cross that line? So an example would be, we don't allow the talk of religion. But if you were to say, and I'm going to use BB as an example again, if BB says, oh, sorry guys, I'm off to church today. We could be like, oh, that's awesome, BB. Have a good time at church. Nothing wrong with that at all. Church is ingrained in a lot of people's lives. That's nothing wrong with that. If BB was to say, oh, bye guys, I'm off to the church of BB where we're going to be doing rituals, BBism. Okay, we can't do that. That goes too far. So because of that, so it's kind of that same example with politics, oh my gosh, our president stepped down today. That's huge. Okay. You can say things like that, but you can't go into the specifics of why, of policies, of parties. Anything like that just cannot happen. If we hear it, we're going to say, hey, that's political. Let's not talk about it. If you hear one of us say it, tell us, Evan and I, we're getting better, but you guys know how this works. We might have a few blubs here and there, and just, hey, no blue, and we won't be offended. Evan did an amazing job yesterday, turning himself around from a water conversation yesterday. So it can happen. We can do this. Yeah. So, like, vague and not going into details, basically, right, is stating a fact. Oh, we're having an election today. I'm very anxious about it. That's perfectly fine. You're not going into parties. You're not going into anything like that. So now we're going to see how this works. Now, we're already seeing how this worked, and it didn't work very well, but that's because we didn't enforce it, and Evan and I were a big part of it.
And we weren't careful,
Right. So we're going to do this again. We're going to try this. We're going to give it about 3 months and see, can we do this? Can we have more generic? I'm, again, going to church today, not talking about religion, not talking about church, not talking about beliefs, anything. That kind of mentality that you guys have done such a great job with in the other categories, such as religion. Can we do that with politics? And wow, I'm very surprised to hear our prime minister step down today. That's shocking, and not have a conversation about the rest of it. We can do this, guys. I believe in us. And mostly I'm believing in me and Evan because we're the two.
And again, oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, we're the two that do this, but also, as I mentioned in the Leads channel, you guys are more apt to say things you shouldn't have said if you hear us saying it. It's kind of like, well, we're not allowed to talk politics, but Blue just said this, so here I go telling you how I feel. And that's where Evan and I have both very much acknowledged and feel that we needed to just tell you guys here, we're sorry for that. We do know that, even just light conversations can cause anxiety for some people. Yep. So please hear our very heartfelt apologies. And know that we do believe that, that we can do this going forward with slightly gray areas, like BB just put to summarize, no talk of political opinions, political policies, or parties, right? But you can still say, you can definitely still say things like, oh my gosh, our president died today. That's crazy, or, oh, in the US, we just had a president pass, a previous president. That was a big deal. And it's, wow, that's really sad. It's okay to talk about those things. So.
Yeah.
If you have questions about this going forward, please ask someone. Ask a Valkyrie. We'll let you know kind of if you need that gray line made a hard line because so you know what you can do and say can't do. Go with what BB just said basically. And if you still can't, I would just not. If you're one of those that I don't know where that line is. If I don't know where a line is, I just don't because I will cross it.
Absolutely. When you're kind of dealing with gray areas, as my grandmother would always say, err on the side of caution always. It's better to just, not say anything than it is to assume that it's probably fine when it probably wasn't.
Right.
And again, we can always give clarification on if you think, I want to bring this up, but would that be stepping a line? Ask first if you're not sure.
That's great.
And again, this is something that we're gonna make a habit of doing better at, and
we're consciously gonna work at it. We want you guys to as well. Yeah.
I'm really kind of happy you're kind of coming forward with this because there were, I can remember last year there were some dark conversations that came up, and I got to the point where I almost spoke up and hey, can we stop talking about this? This is causing me anxiety.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And Dusty, that's kind of where those gray areas are. It's more like what's going on in the US kind of talks.
Yeah.
And you did vocalize. You did say that it is hard to hear this and we stop. So but this is cumulative. Wow, I cannot say that word. This has been a few things. It's not just one particular thing. And we definitely don't need to have every example brought up. But because we're very aware, we know.
And I think the most important part is we will always, if we've done something that is wrong or perhaps was not conducive with what we should be doing, we will always be the first to admit it, and we will say it very publicly. And I think that's the best way you can learn from it, and that helps you guys learn too that we might be Valkyries, but I'm still Evan, and Blue is still Blue. I might be a part of the I might be one of the Valkyries, but I'm also still susceptible to making mistakes.
You can be part of the problem and the solution at the same time.
Absolutely. But I will admit when I've done wrong. If I'm boxed into a corner and I realize, shit, you're right, I've done something wrong, and I've been very open about that.
We openly admitted it.
I don't mean boxed in. I more just mean all of the kind of realization of oh yeah, I've definitely been doing this more than I realized.
And sometimes it's hard because you get comfortable, and that's I think where Evan and I both did. And some of you that have been speaking up and talking more politics when you shouldn't have. Again, I feel is because you saw us doing it, and so that's why.
It became comfortable.
Yep, it became norm. So we're gonna unnorm it. We're gonna pull this back. We're gonna go back to how we used to do it, and everything will be just peachy, just great. So.
Question.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, Albie.
We can still talk about other countries, just not bring up politics, right?
Oh yeah, if you have questions about
Yeah.
other countries, if the answer happens to go political or is a political one, we might let's say the answer is just has to be 100% a political answer. We'll say actually can't talk about that. But more than likely, it's going to answer the question and then just make sure politics don't jump in.
And
Because the questions are fine. It's never the questions. It's always the conversations that happen after the questions.
That's
Yeah.
where it goes wrong.
is liking
So.
another country okay? I mean,
Well,
like,
Of course. My gosh. You guys know I have one foot
that's
on
got
out
nothing
the
to
door to
do-
Norway right now, and I have for
That's nothing to do with
7 years.
That's nothing to do with politics.
Yeah, it's nothing to politics. Yeah. We just need to
So,
not
yeah.
make everything end up becoming a political conversation. So
Mhm.
so thank you guys
All right.
for listening to us say that. And you know, that's again, Evan, and I love how Evan pointed this out because it is important. We make mistakes all the time. And we're not perfect. And that's, I would be worried if I had a friend that was perfect. That's a red there, Abby, that's red flag. That's, you know, that game we played, that's a red flag. It's what you do with it when you realize that you're doing something wrong and how you handle it is what shows the person you are. And I tell this to the leads. I've had to have talks with multiple leads about this. Acknowledging and saying, yeah, I did that and that was wrong, and I'm going to do better. I will take that person that makes a billion mistakes any day over someone that can't say that I messed up and I'm going to do better. So, yeah, we love to mess up, haven't we? Mess up all the time.
Oh yes, we mess up a lot, and that's something I've had some very hard lessons across the time I've been.
And Jakey both have questions in voice chat.
Yeah, I see that. I'm going to read Seren's first. It says, actually, do you have one specific topic? I don't know if counts. So where do I ask that if something counts? Just like in the main chat or DM or something? You can ask it right now if you want to type it, and we can let you know while we're talking about this if you want, Seren. If you don't feel comfortable typing it there, you can definitely message one of us. But otherwise, you're welcome to type. Jakey, also, what's your question? Jakey, did you want to type your... Okay, you're typing too. Okay. Sorry, this is kind of important, and it is something that we've been preparing to talk to you guys about this week.
Yeah.
So
it's important that we kind of do this. So.
Oh, that's cool. I like that idea.
Sounds like more work for you, Jake. Do it.
I love it when you give yourself more work.
Right?
This way you're not mad at me. It's just generally about masking, since I vented about it a few times. Masking actually is encouraged to be talked about here. We do talk a lot about it in FSFs, and if you haven't been to an FSF, you would probably love it, because we talk about autistic things, masking, stimming in public, vocal stimming. How do we... Oh gosh, please attend FSF.
You will love it.
Yeah,
you will love it.
The autism channel would be a great one to talk about masking if you wanted to use that channel, but you could definitely use life as well. And since we're just saying this, let me reiterate. Life is for big life things, or even just life things like, oh my gosh, I got a promotion, I'm so excited to share it. Or, oh my gosh, you guys, I just got fired and I'm so upset. Or my parents are getting divorced. Or, it's kind of life things. I don't know, Evan. I think probably not at this point. Yeah, probably not today. We'll do it the next one. But thank you for messaging. And then vent rant is for your bitching and your moaning. That's where you're complaining. That's where, oh my God, the guy at Starbucks once again screwed up my order. BB, why did you screw up my order? That's the vent rant is more, I'm angry, I want to let this out. I don't necessarily need you to respond to me. Vent rant isn't really one of the channels where we get responses unless you ask, or you want someone to like, oh my gosh, BB also messed up my drink. We can be, miserable together about it, that kind of thing. But vent rant is more like, I'm angry, this happened, this guy did this woman did this person said this, how dare they, my teacher is stupid, vent rant. Life is more like, oh my gosh, you guys, I witnessed a car accident today and it was really scary. We've had a few of you guys say that, or a few of you been in car accidents, or a few of you have had parents divorce, or, all the different things. So,
mental health.
Yep, I'm getting there. Yep. So those for those two channels, that's kind of the differences. It is hard, and that's why I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna really could do this. You have used them perfectly, Saren. I can tell you that. In fact, there's one I never went back and I remember now. It's coming back to me. I was actually gonna, because there was something you had brought up I wanted to go more into. I just couldn't at that moment. I think I was working. So the other set of channels is the mental health channels. So for life channels, if you are just not doing well mentally, you're just really struggling, we are asking maybe let's not put that so much in life. Let's put that in mental health. If you're having a hard time with your anxiety, if you're like, guys, I really could, I keep having these panic attacks. I've talked to my doctor. I've talked to my therapist. We're, of course, Skade is none of those things. I always want to make that very known. But if someone is saying like, I keep having panic attacks every time I go to the grocery store, and that's me. Hi. And someone else, I don't when I'm working, but I do when I'm on my own. It's a weird, but and if someone else is like,
That's
oh my
you
gosh,
said ninning.
it's true, you're not wrong. So if someone's like, oh, Blue, I used to have panic attacks all the time going to the grocery store, and I found that if I sing my favorite song out loud as loud as I can in my car right before I go in, I'm more relaxed. Okay, I don't know if that would work, but I'm curious to try that now. But it's kind of like these are the things we talk about at FSF. If you know something that works for you, maybe this particular app, calming app or whatever it is really great. Anything that you guys want to share with each other that can kind of help in the mental health side, not life in general, okay? But mental health specifically, that's a safe place that you can do that. The only reason we're asking that it be in a different place other than the Life channel is because some people can't really handle hearing about the mental health side as much because it kind of triggers their mental health. And if you're one of those people, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes that can be hard. So yeah, mental health can be very sensitive. So this way, if you don't want to look at the mental health channels, you just don't have to. You don't have to worry that you're going to miss that that JW got promoted or something. You're not going to worry about missing that because you're afraid someone might put that they're having an anxiety attack, things like that. If you want to bitch about BB being hotter, vent rant.
Oh my
If
God,
it's a major thing that BB is not hotter than you, life. And if you're anxious because BB's hotter,
he is running. He is milking this example so much. I love it so much.
Yes, yes, it is.
I love
All
that.
right, well,
All right, that's
so well.
It's actually
I think that
really
covers
good.
all of
So,
it.
does anyone have any questions about those threes? It is really good, actually. It's amazing. We gotta pin that somewhere. That's actually amazing. So anyway, so that kind of, and again, we didn't have on the agenda to even talk about this today, but it has been a hot minute since we have, and some of you guys are using the channels that haven't used them before, and we want to make sure that everyone feels comfortable, rather it be in voice calls, which means no talking about politics and writing, talking, any of it. And that does, and I believe I saw BB say, I do believe I saw BB say that's even in Life channel. So yeah, so Life. Yeah. You guys can talk about heavier things in life, of course, please use the what do you call it when you make it where you can't see it? Spoilers.
Spoiler text. Yeah.
So, yep, but just make sure you still are not complaining about politics or even your situations that revolve politics. Yeah, that we've actually had to delete a few out of there over the last couple months. So please. All right. DMs are private, correct? Yep, Magic.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
And just I want to give one, and I know this again. I know this is important. One more thing. We've had a few people mention that they've been invited to people's servers and they weren't that comfortable with it. Please, guys, remember our rule: don't invite people to other places unless you are already established friends, and that means you're friends. You've been friends for a bit, not just I met them that day kind of thing. This rule is an important rule on Skade. And the reason why is it's a safety rule. We are fine with other servers. You guys know that. We're not another place. We're fine with other servers. We're fine with all that stuff. In fact, we hang out with other servers. That's how fine we are with them. But when people get invited, sometimes people don't know how to say no. They feel bad. And then they're like, Blue, I don't know what to do. How do I get out of this? And I'm like, sorry, once you're off Skade on doing that stuff, that's all on you, but it's a safety thing. It's a safety thing in the sense of not everyone can handle certain conversations, certain topics. We've had people been invited off and go somewhere and get horribly bullied and then tell me, oh my gosh, I wish this person hadn't invited me. I didn't even know them that well. So that's just it. So please remember the rule. This is a safety rule. Yeah. You guys are almost all adults, I think with the exception of one person here now. I'm not telling you who to be friends with. I'm not telling you what servers to join and not join. That's not me. I'm not that person. But as a Skade rule, and this is something when we made our rules, you guys all were part of this. You guys felt this was important too. And this is a safety rule. So please don't be inviting people off, especially people you meet just that day, that kind of thing. So All right.
Yeah.
We take player safety
Absolutely.
very seriously. Blue is saying it nicer than me. Do not invite players to other servers. Yeah, so
Pretty
listen
much.
to BB. So yeah, we're hearing it's happening a little bit, and we're just trying to make sure that that it's a comfortable and safe thing for everyone. So if BB invites you to a server that's hot people only, think about it. All right, moving on. All right, I think you're next,
move
Evan.
on.
So
22
are you ready?
minutes, Blue.
Yeah, he's good. No, this next section actually is going to go quicker than originally planned.
It was also here's the other thing too. It was also really important stuff. So if there's anything that had to take that long, it needed to be that. Anyway,
yep.
So Skade Quest. I've got quite a lot of cool things to tell you, and I've got a few things you're going to find really exciting. And in fact, I will be sharing my screen in just a few minutes. But before that, a couple things. So firstly, I want to say a massive thank you to everybody who participated in a Skade Quest last year. I did make a big post about it, but I'm saying with my voice and a call, thank you. From those of you who did one quest and only one, to those of you who are doing a quest every month, every opportunity, thank you, because it was really great to see how much engagement. And honestly, I'm so impressed at how many of you kept doing them, like, even as the year came to the end. Like, a lot of things like that can often drop off, but you guys were just constantly going at it, so thank you. 2025 has started, meaning fresh start. Although the leaderboard currently still shows the 2024 results from both the last quarter and the entire year, it's now back to zero. Guys, if you've never done quests before, or you feel like you couldn't really catch up, this is the perfect chance to start questing again and really start taking it seriously, because it's all back to zero, so we're all in the same boat. Now, regarding the leaderboard, I would probably wager that some of you aren't particularly keen on the leaderboard we have right now. And I get it, because this leaderboard is slow, because I'm the one using it. I'm the one who is generating it. I reset it, or I don't reset it, but I update it every month at the end of the month. So you might do a quest that's maybe worth, say, 3 points, then another that's worth 2, then another that's worth 1, but it takes an entire month to even see those points generated on the board. That's not ideal, is it? Well, that's why I'm excited to tell you guys about the new leaderboard system. So, I'm going to share my screen, and we are going to take a look at the brand new leaderboard system. And this is going to work so much better. So I'm going to share screen. So, we've got some cool stuff to show. So I'm going to open my stream to make sure I can see what I'm streaming. So you guys join this stream, and I'm going to walk you through what we've got. So all of you... points last year, and also the raffle in one little event. So that's most likely going to be next Saturday. I need to just make sure it will definitely work at that time, but it will be most likely next Saturday at 3 p.m. EST. We'll be doing an award ceremony where we will be announcing the winner of the Skade Quest, who got the most points, and giving out some little prizes, and then we'll be doing the raffle. So I apologize it's not today, but in the interest in time and other things, it just made sense to just wait another week. So forgive me for that. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys there. Any quick questions before we move on?
Nope.
Not seeing any, not hearing any. Excellent.
Okay,
Well,
so
I hope you guys are.
Normally, I would do kudos right now, and then we would have anyone talk that needs to talk. But because Driver does need to bug out, Driver, if you want to talk, then I'll do kudos, and then we will do and then we'll get to the last couple of you because we've got some still stuff to announce here. So go ahead, Driver.
Okay, so I'm talking to you all on behalf of Farm Team. As you guys know, with the update, we are getting the Auto Crafter block in the game. And with that, there's also some other changes to the way some of the farms work. And so I just wanted to let you guys all know that the farm team has already been working on redesigning and updating our farms to make sure they are compatible for the new version. We will be taking some of these farms down for maintenance periodically, and I'll make sure that I have a post out whenever that happens for each farm, so you're all in the loop on that. We also have a new gold farm coming, because that is one of the farms that was affected by this update. And so that is also something that we will let you know more of as we get closer to having to put that in.
Woo!
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Very exciting. Oh, you're
Thank you
very
very
welcome.
I gotta leave. See ya.
Yeah, it's all right. Thanks,
Bye.
Trevor.
Bye.
All right. So guys, I'm gonna read off the kudos, and then we have let me get to my list here. Then we still have Jake, who's gonna talk to you guys about the update and a mod and the very first ever Skade mod pack, which is exciting. Abby's gonna go over a new role and a channel for you guys that content team and media team will be utilizing. Ren's gonna talk briefly about birthday team. So we're gonna do.
I'll need to say something as well afterwards.
Oh, okay. I will.
Just to
I'll
add
put
on
you
top
where
of Trevor.
driver was. Okay, I'll put you where driver was then. Okay, there you go. All right, so let's do some kudos real quick, guys. As you guys know, kudos are where you can put in a compliment to someone instead of doing Skater of the Month, how we had previously. Gosh, we did a whole year of town halls last year. I'm pretty sure, yeah, because we had started it in January. So Skater of the Month is long gone. But anyways, for those of you that haven't been around, Town Hall, as you see, is a big open forum where we can talk, go over some stuff, and we do kudos, which is where you guys can, at any time in the month, drop a note about something that you saw that was cool, someone that did something nice, something like that. And we get to appreciate and showcase you guys for a second. So I'm going to get it going. The first one is for Jargon. And it says, Jargon, for helping me with quite a few Cobblemon things. They've offered to give me extra mint seeds, gave me an extra umbrella, and also have let me catch manatees, and iPhones they've spawned but that didn't want. So it's not iPhones, I just call them iPhones. So Jargon, GG on that. The next one is for Ren Elf, and it says, for being willing to come forward as far as sharing a game with Skade that you have enjoyed and played a lot, and for doing a great job of helping us learn how to play it and having a great time together with all of us playing it. Very well deserved. That's for the game that we've been playing Unrestricted with Ren. BB, it says, it's been fun playing Marvel Rivals and Cobblemon with him again. Hope university isn't too horrible for you this semester. You got this. For Super J-Man, thank you for being such a huge help in Cobblemon. I haven't played any Pokemon game for a while, so I'm grateful that you've been there to help me get back up to speed. To Nin, for all his work preparing to update the server. For Nin again, for resolving a terrain-related issue at my base caused by the world pruning that other Minecraft server admins would most likely never do for players, and just being awesome about dealing with it for me and saving me from having to take on a terraforming project I should not have to do. So GG Nin. To Supa, for helping out those with us with limited knowledge of Pokemon with the new Cobblemon on Vanaheim. They're always willing to give insight into whatever topic or question one might have. To Owlie, it's been great seeing you more active in calls. Love your personality and can't wait to get to know you more in the upcoming months. To Nin, for putting long hours ahead of this gay Cobblemon mod pack, getting it ready for Vanaheim. To Abby, for hosting the best podcast this side of the Milky Way. I love that. I love that. GG. To Buddy, it's been super fun seeing Buddy around and being active in the calls. He brings a great mood and dynamic to all the calls he is in. To Siren, it's been so good to talk to you in calls and get to know you better. And for Buddy, for always being a wonderful person and knowing interesting random facts that'll make anyone's day better. So GG to all of you guys for getting kudos. Remember, kudos can be given at any time. We haven't been the best at reminding you guys. We're working on that. We're constantly working on things. But yeah, you guys, the link I believe is pinned. I think it's an announcement. It's pinned a few places. But yeah, anytime you guys see something cool or someone's just so really nice, tell them. It's one of my personal goals this year is to tell random people, and then actually witness me do that yesterday at a restaurant. I told someone I liked their outfit. I'm trying to do that. It helps. So yeah, so guys, say nice thing. There you go. There's the kudos thing. All right. Well, we are at the tail end here, so we have a few skaters that are going to talk to you guys. Yeah, wasn't that in there? I'm pretty sure that was in there, BB. Let me look.
The BB forget.
Yeah, Kaba. Oh no, I'm sorry. It is in there, and I just completely overlooked it. I apologize. There's one more. This is for Abby for supporting the Cobblemon players and helping teach them everything they need to be successful, competitive Pokemon players. So there you go. Sorry, I had two Abbies back to back, and I just skipped that one. I apologize. So yeah, so GG guys on that. All very well deserved. I know I'll wear my shame. All right. So we've got the order it's going to be is Jake is going to talk, Abby is going to talk, Ren and JW. So if you guys could just take just a couple minutes each and go over what you need to go over. Jake, we'll start with you because yours is about the update. So
yes. So how many people, feel free to raise your hands, have gone and saying that mod packs or installing individual mods are just too difficult and you struggle with it? It happens. Everybody's had issues. Now, I've known about this and I have been secretly working behind the scenes. Or you could use what Baby said, and yeah. And so I've been working behind the scenes to create Bifrost. Bifrost will be one of the first ever Skade mod packs that we officially release on Modrimph, and it will be a small mod pack that anybody can use. The idea is that it will have every single mod that you need for the community pack, and that's basically it. We're not going to have, your ridiculous over-the-top mods. We have simple mods like Sodium, we have CO2 Rezone, we have Iris, we have shaders, we have dynamic lighting, everything that kind of Optifine provides, but for Fabric. Now, this is the point where I'll give you guys the link. One small problem, one small problem is I submitted it to Modrimph 4 days ago, and they haven't approved it yet. So for now, you can look at the link and hopefully look at it later on. So thank you, Modrimph, for that. Yeah, that's a pain, but there's nothing I can do about that. So this is the mod pack. It's going to be public for everybody, meaning that for you to install it, let's say you're using Prism, all you need to do is go add the launcher, Modrimph, search Skade Bifrost, and click a button, and it will auto-install.
Yep. You guys, if I can do it, anyone can do it. I did it.
Blue had to do it the manual way because obviously the pack's not uploaded fully yet. So
it's just nice having everything there together.
I can share this. This is what it looks like. As you guys can see, it does exist. You can see that I've been working on it for the past 2 months, and that I submitted it 4 days ago. So as soon as it is out, I will share it with everybody. But for now, I'm going to just put the pack directly in McGod Talk later on today, so that if you do want to use this, then you can just manually download it. So this will be
I was also going to say, we also will be uploading our Cobblemon pack towards a similar area, and I know in the next few days I'll do like a mini kind of update and just for some small tweaks, and also I think additional mods that we added to the server side that would be beneficial to have but isn't required for Cobblemon on Vanheim. Yep.
So yeah, the whole goal of this is to make these mod packs easier to install for everybody without having to, manually download a file and then figure out how that works. So for now, we are primarily going to be supporting anything that supports Modrinth. So unfortunately, CurseForge Launcher won't work 100%. You'll have to manually download it. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that. But in the future, we are planning on having full guides on how to install everything. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible, but that does lead me on to the next thing. And you're going to have to give me a second to put the link, which is we need a logo. So anybody fancy designing a logo by any chance? Because I'm going to be hosting a competition.
Not me.
That's just the letter V. I'm going to be hosting a competition. Please somebody tell me if that link works, where you can design a logo. Thank you. For this. Now, the logo which will win will be shown prominently on the Modrinth page, as well as on the little icon on your launcher. So that'll be really cool. There's also some info on there telling you the rules, so things like no AI and what we're looking for in terms of design. But yeah, please feel free to have some fun with your logo and submit it.
Okay. Really quickly before we move on to Obby, there's one correction I need to make. I apologize. I read one of these incorrectly. So the one that was that I had said for Ali, I apologize. That's not correct. So I'm going to reread one of these, and that is APL. It's been great getting to see you more active in the calls. Love your personality and can't wait to get to know you more in the upcoming months. So sorry, slight correction on that, Kudo. I've already corrected it with Jakey, who's going to be putting it in the notes. So yes, I just wanted to really quickly say that. I apologize for reading that one. So all right, moving on.
Kudo and you met Kudo.
I apologize. So yep. So yay. So Kudo. All right. So we got Jake, Obby. You ready, Ops?
Yeah, I'm good.
Let's do it.
All right. Hello, everyone. So I have two things I'm going to announce, and I'm going to announce one of them here because I'm going to put myself in the hot seat here if it doesn't get done. And that is, there is finally a release, or not release date, a launch day or launch month for TCG. And I'm putting myself in the hot seat here because then I'll get it done, and I'll be held accountable if I don't get it done, is that by March of this year, TCG should be playable. I'll see it in April. Listen, the reason why it's March is because my birthday is at the end of the month of that month, so that way it's a birthday treat to me that it's done. Okay, so but it will be done hopefully by March of this year, and we are going to have obviously a tutorial made for it and stuff like that. Maybe it won't be done right away as the game launches, but there will be a tutorial video on it. There will be a shop in the newly constructed mall, which Rin will talk about later, hopefully. And there will also be some other things that we have to go over. I know I need to talk to Nin about creating some sort of data pack for it or something like that. But accountability will be taken. It should be done by March. Now, the more important thing. We have a new role that is going to be here on Skade that is going to be applicable to a lot of people. Yes, okay. So if you all look in voice chat 1, I'm just pulling this from the slide that I just posted with Content Team not that long ago. We are creating a role called Casting Call. By the way, that example post is not going to be actually in the server. That is just something I made on a separate server for me.
You can
personally.
see what it looks like right under it, though. There you go.
Yes, that's how it's going to actually look from what Blue posted. But we are creating a role called Casting Call. This is going to be a role that me and Jake can both use. And the purpose of this role is to basically be able to get people to hop into video recordings or stuff for short form stuff. Basically being able to be in videos for that content team or media team is producing. Now, obviously, there is going to be some requirements to them. One of the biggest ones is obviously consent to being on YouTube, but also you have to have decent audio and be willing to talk. I am putting a requirement for me. I don't know how. You probably don't need this requirement for Jake, at least, is that you need to have a recording software. OBS obviously counts. OBS is free. And if you need help setting up OBS, I am more than willing to help you with that. It is very easy to set up, despite how complicated it looks. You must be able to play and record the gameplay at still playable frame rate. That is going to depend entirely on your system, obviously, if it is good enough to record while also playing. And also just be entertaining in general. We're doing stuff for fun and to be entertaining, not to win. So, like, if we were playing Marvel Rivals, we're not sweating Marvel Rivals that day. We're trying to be funny on Marvel Rivals that day. So, yeah. That is going to be what Casting Call is. I do not know... how do you get the role, Blue, Nin? Like, is it just in the roles?
So, yeah, I think we need to talk to you about that, because we're going to have to do a write-up post about it. And because you're gonna have to put in the very specifics that will go with taking this role, that kind of thing. So we'll have it probably. I mean, I'm not sure. Nen, is it already? Can they already get it or not yet?
I don't think
it's added yet. Yeah, I think we needed to know exactly before we add it to where they can get it. We need to know. Yeah, we always like to have you write up your post first, so that way people don't give themselves a role when they wouldn't even be able to do it, kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
And we did have people say, but I'm muted. And I'm sorry. Unfortunately, with voice acting, you just have to use your voice. So this is just something that we're, I just want to explain that, because Telly earlier was like, but I'm muted. It's like, yeah, unfortunately, though, for this, to be a voice actor, you'll have videos. This has to happen. Yeah.
You have to have your voice. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And be able to record your voice on top of that, which takes me out. So, yeah. Yep. So got to have recording software, and you have to be able to voice.
Yes. Either way, that is going to be one of the big things. Once it is finally finalized and you're able to apply for it, I'll have a write-up post about it in order for you to sign up for it. And as I said, this is going to be a role that Jake and me can do. I'd be more for the content team side of things. Jake would be doing it for more of shorts and TikToks and stuff like that. And now, if you also look at the slide that I showed in the example post, it does go over specifics, and that is something that I am going to try to keep consistent. Obviously, like, when it comes to content team, I am not going to be like fully in depth in every project that content team is going on. I'm on behind the scenes in all of them, but like there are going to be like some projects that I can say that Jakey is working on a project that I am going to have very little involvement in, for example. That I am still the only one who can do Casting Call. So just because I'm doing Casting Call does not mean that it's going to be a project that I'm aware of. I will state that. But it will be a project that someone also in content team can hopefully explain. In more specific stuff, how you see it in the post is going to be exactly how it's going to be laid out for my post specifically. It will talk about what game we're going to be playing. So in this example, it's Among Us. It will be asking if game capture is required, which would most of the time be yes, but sometimes won't be. It will say how many people we are looking for, which are available slots. There will always be an estimated recording time, because I think that is very important to have, because a lot of them are going to be over time, if that makes sense. Just so that way I'm have time to explain what we're going to be doing and stuff like that. So it will say 90 minutes here, but in theory, it would probably only be 75 minutes to do the entire recording session. Obviously, recording date and details, if there will be any beforehand. It'll also have game capture settings, but that is something that we can go over in the actual calls before we start recording. So that, I think, is everything. In terms of actually knowing game capture settings, I can explain all of that with OBS at a later date.
Yeah, if you guys are people that are interested, we could even set up a meeting.
I can even set up a tutorial.
And be at once too. So cool. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Ops. All right, Ned said, in case anyone is curious on the update, we will be the same version as Vanaheim Cobblemon mod pack. If you should 100% not be able to log in on Megard from, so you can, okay. Go ahead and type your question, Panda. Go for it. Real quickly, I wanted to do myself. I'd forgotten that I was going to talk about the mall. Ren's going to be talking about birthday, so I'm going to talk about mall. So mall team has been working very hard on our new mall. It is almost done, I will say. We're closer to being done than starting, so we're doing pretty good. We are at a stage though where we want to talk to you guys about who needs their shops moved over and who wants to bring their shops over. And so keep your eye out on Skate Talk, because in Skate Talk, probably later today, if not tomorrow, we will be making a post where you guys will react and let us know if you want us to bring your shop over, if you guys want to bring your shop over. We're going to do 2 openings. One will be a soft opening where you guys can go and move your shops. You can claim a shop if you don't have a shop. If you just want to start over, you can create a brand new shop. We're going to go over the rules. You guys can each now have 2 shops, plus you can have one with a friend, so a total of 3 shops. You can now even combine 2 shops together, so we're doing things a little bit differently, and we will go over all of that when it gets a little closer to the actual opening. And then we will have a grand opening, which is once all the shops are moved in and everyone's active, and then we will do a big party at the mall, and we'll have some kind of actual large event there, so that will be fun. Sell their map arts? I don't know. It'd be really awesome to have a map art shop. Not, kind of like Telly's old skin shop. For those that remember, Abby, you probably remember that, the skin shop.
Of course, the skin
I
shop
do
was
remember.
only
Like
open
blood on the ground
once a week for
Yeah.
5 minutes.
It was funny. So yeah, shops like that, you guys really work. If you like making skins, you have a skin shop. If you like making map arts, have a map art shop. So things like that. Panda, that's a question for Abby. Abby will have to, you'll have to talk to Abby about that. If that's
I already answered it.
Yeah, so unfortunately, you do have to voice. That's the only thing. And unfortunately, being a voice actor, there's just no going around that. If there's a need one day for things where we don't need people to voice, but we just more need bodies and come in the game, we need contestants, then we'll definitely keep you in mind for that. We can also put out different posts when things come out like that. Because I know with even media team, we've talked about that of getting people. We need extras, we need people, that kind of thing. So, but for what Abby's talking about very specifically, you do have to be able to voice, you have to be able to record, and you have to have a good mic. We need no background noise, things like that. And Abby will put all of those very, very, very specific things that are needed into a post.
That's you
once you guys are able to take that. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a lot to do with this. It's more of Abby's thing and Jake too. Jake will be utilizing it, but probably not as much as Abby will. You have a question about terraformation? Okay, for the shops, go for it if it's your question about the mall. Underwater as a gimmick. You're still able... yeah, we can do that. We have Ren, and Ren can do amazing things. So, yeah, we'll figure that out. And when we say we'll move your shop for you, we will work with you and be like, okay, we're ready to move your shop. Do you want to hop on and sit with us while we do it? Do you just want to know it's done? You want nothing to do with it? Or do you want to do it yourself? You guys, so keep your eye out. We'll have a post about the mall here very soon. I can tell you it's a beautiful, simplistic mall. It's very easy to navigate. It's 4 halls. It's kind of outside. It's awesome. It's so easy. It's just so easy. It's beautiful. We went an open ceiling called the Sky. It's gorgeous. You're going to love it. There's no more, wait, how do I find this? How do I find that? We listened. We took all of the feedback we got when you guys gave us feedback about the mall, and we literally created you the coolest mall. I say we, the team did. The team created a great mall. So, all right, moving on. We got 2 more things, and then we're out, and the server goes down. I know Nin's very patiently waiting to take the server down to do this. So, all right. So, Ren, are you ready?
Yep. So I'll start off with saying that the birthday leads, me and Ben and Blue and Aaron got together and we discussed a little bit of where our plans are for the new year. We will be talking to the birthday team on the 18th of January. If you haven't seen the post-birthday team, go check. It's there. It will discuss what we're going to do as a team. So we've got a few things that we're planning on doing as a team. But as for the average player, we are planning on changing the way we accept birthday forms and how they get sent out as well. That will not be happening until roughly about March. So people who have birthdays in February and January, you don't need to worry about things. It's going to be the old style for a while. But we will have a write-up later about what's changing, what you need to do if you want a Midgard birthday or if you want a gaming birthday in general. So that's all going to be changing soon. So March, soon.
Yeah.
Air quotes. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, both team. This is a mandatory meeting. So if you obviously if you can't be there, something's happening, you don't need to come. But if you're just like, let's say you're hanging around Midgard anyway, please try and be at the call.
No, I can't be bothered to join, but if you're not at home, we understand, basically. Ren is gonna kidnap me if I don't show up, yes.
Yes, Evan, I will come knocking at
No,
your
Nin,
door.
it stays.
Oh,
Leave
God.
it, Nin.
I can help you
We
with
saw
that,
it
Rin.
yesterday, Nin, and we've decided it stays. We do not want it removed. There's a reason I didn't tell you about it. I saw it. It was so the elf on the shelf is still hiding on the boat. It's really funny. All right. Well, thank you so much, Rin and JW. Last but certainly not least. Yes, yeah, go for it, BB. Yeah, JW, what would you like to talk about farms?
So there we go. Unmuted. So I'm building up what Driver had said. So we've got a few farms that we've already worked on that are pretty much ready to upgrade. We've actually we actually did a bit of work on the Guardian farm. So that's even though the main bit which you see is pretty much the same, almost the same. Well, we updated the look of it a bit. You can go over and see we haven't done an official launch of it, but that's ready for the autocrafting as well. One major thing I wanted to bring up, I was a bit uncertain about this, but so our gold farm, the one we've used for years and years, if I'm right, it was the one Dusty built. We're actually putting in plans now. We're almost finished with the design. We're going to be building a completely new gold farm area, because what we found out was, I was hoping it's wrong. I heard about a month ago that Mojang had an update to they fixed the bug. They say the feature that the gold farm runs on. So we've had to decide to either upgrade the farm we already had or go with a new one. But the problem was, because we've put so many new things onto the new current farm, it would have taken more effort to upgrade the current farm than it was to create a new one. So hopefully we'd soon within the next month or so. I can't guarantee anything. We should be getting a new gold farm as well.
Ooh, let's go.
Excellent.
And this one's going to be easier to use. So the layout's going to be more streamlined. And it's going to be ready for the new update as well.
Awesome. That's such great news. Thank you. Yeah.
The new layout, I think it's going to be the most well-received part of it. And yeah, I can say, as somebody who's been working closely with the farm team, they are nailing it. So you guys are going to love this.
Sweet. All right. Well, now that the leads have talked, and the Valkyries have talked a lot, do you guys have anything? Is there any skater that has anything that they want to bring up before we sign off? And by sign off, I mean literally sign off, because the servers are going down. We're going to be updating, so we should be back up in about 2 hours, maybe a little sooner, but we do have to do a backup first, and the backup takes a majority of that time. You do. What's up, Jakey? Yeah, I know. Yeah, we like cheese though on this server, so yeah, it's good. All right, anything else? Anyone have? It's a lot. We went over a lot today, so yeah, everyone loves cheese. All right, well, we're going to be shutting down the server, so we'll give you guys like 5-ish minutes to go put stuff away or get where you want to get when this happens. We'll do a broadcast announcement right now saying you got 5 minutes. And then we'll do another broadcast announcement like 2 minutes before and 1 minute before, and then we'll come back up. You guys know how it is. When you come back up, you're welcome to go out and explore, of course, find new areas. I know you guys want to check out some of those trial chambers, things like that. Do your updates. Utilize, if you guys are using Prism, I cannot stress enough, please utilize this Skade pack that has everything in it. It's so great. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, if I can do it in a matter of like 30 seconds, anyone can do it.
And
So
she
we have a
had to
mod
do it
pack.
manually.
If you don't do that and use Optifine, just go do your Optifine stuff. So it does look really good, Aquina. I agree. All right. Why are you telling me to shut up, Dusty? I'm complimenting.
I've been recording for over an hour.
I can't help it. We had a lot to do today. We had a lot to go over. In fact, we cut out like 20 minutes of Evan doing the raffle today.
Of
That's
Evan
going to be
darting
Saturday.
around trying to get this raffle machine
so we had a
working.
lot, and we had something else we were going to do today that we're
It's
going
all
to do at the next
fine.
one.
I was just being funny. It's
Being
fine.
silly. Yeah, it's all good. All right. Well, Dusty, would you like to do your outro?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you all for watching. It's been me, Dusty Circuit, here with the first town hall meeting of 2025 for the new year. If you all liked what you saw, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you want to see my next videos, hit the bell for notifications. Evan's been waiting
Peace
on
out.
that.
Wait, I gotta find the bell. Here's the bell. Ringer. All right. So there you go. Thank you. So you guys got 5 minutes. Get where you need to get.